You're playing car parking while watching this? What do you mean by that? Espresso saying to buy now. Okay. Fred, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, I can hear you. I am I am live on YouTube and doing this with you, just so you know. So it's like you're gonna be and asking questions, but I'm gonna be live answering the questions so I can have it recorded so that I can also have it as content. Cool.
Should I pull up TradingView?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right.
You're also coming through the live, I believe, just so you know.
Oh, good to know. It's all new to me. It's all new stuff.
Hold on, let me make sure because I'm listening to it now. Yeah, you're good. So you are live. So the questions that you ask, everybody else will hear live, and it'll be good content. So you can see my screen though, right?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here, full screen on my side. But I might just go live on YouTube,
Okay.
like watch you live on YouTube, so
Oh,
I can
I
actually
only
see.
have the vertical though on YouTube.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
I guess it's better this way then, right?
Yeah, because you're gonna see the
On
trading view and
Discord.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it that way then. Okay. What's going on? Sorry, I'm kind of whispering here because everybody's home. Everybody's sleeping still.
Oh, you're good. I can whisper too if you need me to.
We could turn it into an ASMR video.
Yeah. Yeah. Awkward ASMR video. Um. Well, this morning I was actually I was wanting to take this trade, but I did. I locked myself out instead. But it was a perfect setup. It was like literally perfect. We have this downtrend, and then we had this 1 hour, right? See this 1 hour block. Uh
Hold on, where are we? Where am I looking at? Because I see you right now.
oh, you don't
Do I
see?
press on watch stream? There we go. Hold on. Yeah, now I see it. Okay.
Oh, you see it? Okay,
I had to
perfect.
press. I had to press watch stream because I was just looking at you and I was like, what am I looking at?
Okay, all
All
right.
right, I see it
So,
now.
all right, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is do it on both, so everybody can see. So this is a prime example of a perfect setup for us. Okay, it doesn't matter kind of what's happening anywhere else. Um, Really, we could look left and see that we have a 1 hour demand right here. I used to only draw the body like this,
Hmm.
but that would mess me up. So now, anytime I draw a 1 hour demand or 1 hour supply, I draw it from the candle wick high to the candle wick low. So that's that.
I noticed that. I noticed that because I remember we used to do just the body. So if it was demand, we would do the top of that body down to the bottom of the wick. And I kind of realized that you were doing all the way top of the wick all the way down. So okay, good to know.
Yep, yep. So now I do the whole thing, and there's a
Is there a
reason.
reason why?
Yes, because what it does is it shows the area where I want to potentially take a trade, and some of the
Okay.
trades happened at the wick only. So
Hmm.
it does put us at risk in the sense that there's a wider range to play with. Um, but we can zoom down to the 5 minute, and then we're going to be able to find our entries on current price action. So that being said, when we go down to the 1 hour one more time, we also have a 1 hour demand that formed this morning, right? So this was
Mhm.
at 3 in the morning, my time. So I draw that one out. So now we have a 1 hour that was in past tense back in January 2nd. And then we have a 1 hour demand here today. We zoom down to the 5 minute, and this is the breaker structure that you're looking for, right? So I'm going to do it on. It's a perfect breaker structure, actually. Okay, so when you look at this, Fred, where is the break of structure that you? There's two breaks of structure here, but which one is most apparent?
So for me, I guess I would see that right. Go to the right. Yeah, right there. No, right to the right. Right there. So I guess I would look at that as that broke the structure because the previous lower high would be to the left of that, right?
Correct. Yep, you are correct.
So that's not hard for whatever reason. Those aren't hard for me to see. It's just I think it's more of like when it gets choppy. And then if you look at like, let me see if I can find one in a little bit. But yeah, I see the break of structure on that one. Because I'm we came from a lower high and then we came down to a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high right there. But I guess it gets choppy for me when we start like um
I'll do NQ's
how do I
market.
say it? Like
I'll do market when we took that short on Friday. I'll do that over again. We'll
okay.
look at it because I can tell where you're getting confused with, especially on that market open where I took that short. But this one,
Mhm.
just so that like even for people on YouTube and everybody watching, what's up, Angelo?
Yeah.
Um, the the idea of break of structure or market structure change, or whatever you want to call it, is very simple.
Mhm.
And this one happened twice. So you can see here two highs. This one broke this last high, and this one broke this last high, right? And then, like I just jumped on a few minutes ago to look at the charts. Immediately, I saw this 5 minute demand, high probability entry area. So there's multiple confluences on this trade. You've got a 1 hour previous demand back in January, which is the large purple square. Then you have a
Mhm.
1 hour of this darker purple square, where that's our most recent 1 hour. We have a break of structure or change of structure, so we have two highs broken, or two lower highs broken. And then we have a 5 minute demand way down here that hasn't been touched yet, that hasn't been used. So whenever a demand or supply is used previously, the likelihood of it holding or being a place to buy or short is lessened. Will it still work? Yeah, sure, it can work sometimes, but that's where that gap, that fair value gap traders, that's what they look for, is this little gap right here. So they would be looking at this area here. Let me
Yeah.
take this.
For it to come back, retest,
Yes,
enter, and then they take it long.
yeah, they call
Yeah.
this the gap, right? But it's
Mhm.
just I don't, for whatever reason, I don't care to look at that. So we would have entered in
Mhm.
long. This is an A plus setup, and I was very tempted to, but I was like, market's about to open or to close, and we would go for the next swing high. So I don't care, if it does run, it's going to run, and I have to learn to give it a chance, right? But what I've been doing lately is just going for the next swing high, and that's it. Whatever happens, we just go for the next swing high. I know that before you're like, oh, I'm gonna look for 3R, 2R, and I
Yeah.
used to do the same thing.
It's
There's
killing
nothing
me.
wrong with that, but it
No,
will
but
ruin
it's
it.
killing me, dude. It's killing me because I keep I don't know if you saw like the past two videos that I posted for the trades, this two of the trades that I took this week. Um I keep looking for that that 1 to 3. And sometimes it gets there, sometimes it doesn't, and then it's just like it rejects, or if it gets close and I don't close it, and then I'm like, oh man, I could have been out of this trade. I think it happened last week. You were out of the trade, and I stayed in the trade because I kept trying to make more. And at the end of the day, I think I ended up making less than what I would have originally made if I would have gotten out at that swing. I think it was a swing low.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I agree. I agree. So that's one of the things that I'm changing this coming week with my take profits is just going for that swing high, swing low, and just getting out. Let me. I think I saw if you zoom out a little bit, check on that right side. So I think where I get confused is, and you see that. I guess I'm looking for those bigger plays. So if you look at we're coming down, right? You've got that lower low. We're just downtrend right now. I think I look at it as that's the lower high. Now that's the lower low. And then to the right side, all the way to the right, that would be the new lower high again. Does that make
Oh
sense? Yeah, right
yeah,
there.
yeah. And
So
I was
I'm
doing the
looking at
same
like a
thing.
bigger picture.
Yes. See, all of this noise now, I don't even care about. I'm not even paying attention to this anymore. Uh,
Okay.
because we're still in a 1 hour demand. We're in another 1 hour demand, and we have a 5 minute. We have a break of structure here. Because we're not yeah, like you said, you're looking for the bigger play. You're thinking that we're going to reverse like this, which
Hmm.
that could happen, and we can just rip higher and then just fill this gap that we had overnight. But really, on one mini contract right here, if you do this entry, one mini contract that's 61.25 points. So we do 61.25 times 20. That's $1,200 move. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing
Yeah,
here? Are you trying to
it's huge.
what are you trying to do? Are we trying to hit a home run? All we have to do is
Home
just
runs
look for
every
these
time,
moves.
man.
Exactly. If we try to hit home runs every time, which again, from my live that we did Friday, you have to. If there are going to be winners like we had Friday where we could have let it run, those are the trades that can either make your month or even change your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we really have to be we have to trade well enough to let those trades win, especially on a funded account. Because if you go, let's say we go here and we just stay at break even because we're looking for a runner, we're looking for something that's going to change our life, or we're just going to let see if it could just run. If we go to break even and we get stopped out, back in the day, I'd be frustrated, be like, oh man, missed out on profits, right? But on a live funded
Hmm.
account, if we just let's say we just look for the home runs and we just let the winners win, those trades make up more for than just the base hits, if that makes sense. Like you can have 5 base hits in a month that equal just one runner in a week, like one crazy
Yeah.
runner. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to learn is like these guys that are high profitable traders, they let the winners win and they don't pull back. So
It's hard though, right? It's hard once you're actually in the trade because then you're looking at profit and you're seeing it come to zones that you're thinking you want to pull out at, and the second you start seeing it, um, retrace or you see it struggle, it's like, oh, I have to get out. And I know I've been doing it this week. I'm like, I'm just gonna get out. And I knew there was a couple trades where I knew that it was gonna keep running. Not that I knew, right? But we've seen it before plenty of times where we kind of have an idea like, hey, if this pushes, it's gonna go. And I didn't take my profit. I mean, I think Friday's trade, I was frustrated, man. It didn't tap me in. I don't know if I said it too late. But it I saw it leaving and I was like, dude, it's not gonna tap me in, and it took off without me, and I'm just watching it there and I'm like, dude, this
I
felt
know.
worse than what you did.
Yes, I 100%. Yeah, let's look at that Friday trade. Actually, that's a good trade. So, what time was that? Friday. It was market open, January 16. Oh yeah, here it is. The heartbreaking move. All right, so we're right here. So 7/16 at 7 a.m. All right, so this 1 hour candle. So prior to this section, we had this 1 hour supply, which I remember seeing. Right, I had this 1 hour supply, and then we had this 1 hour supply up here from January 15th. So there were multiple hour supplies, and this can get really tricky because it's a large area to try to want to enter short, right? which is why the break of structure helps us stay patient and not get caught in this craziness. So now we zoom down to the 5 minute. I remember all morning just kind of like waiting. So to not, I'm gonna try thinking from your perspective so that I could like speak on it. Because if you're looking in the past and then also in the now of what you see here, I can see how I could be confused. Like, okay, we had a break of structure here, so essentially we should be entering in short here, which is very true. Actually, that's not a it's not a wrong setup, but it's just too far in the past for me to want to look at. Like this 5 minute supply where we could have entered in was at 4:25 in the morning, which never tapped, and then it tapped at market open, but it was so volatile, right? It's too risky to take a trade there.
Yeah.
So we fast forward, and now we're in the day, and I have this 5 minute screen pulled up on my trading view, and then with the live trades, I'm on the 1 minute, right? So I can see everything down to the 1 minute. So, but I'll go to the 5 minute, and if you look at this 5 minute, so we're in the 2 1 hour supplies. Beautiful, nothing wrong with it. We're good. And then we have a trend line that I remember I was watching also. So I had this trend line drawn up, something like this, just for added confluence. Trend lines now for me isn't a like do or die. It used to be, but it no longer is. But it's just there for added confluence. Then we're what is this at? 7:25, 7:30 market opens. So this is going to be kind of confusing trying to explain, but this area here, a rally base rally, this technically is a demand, or because of how volatile it is, this would count as a higher high, lower high, and then higher high. That makes sense. Like this is a higher high, lower high, higher high.
So that's where I get confused at when you start doing the little candles, because I look at, I guess, like, again, I look at it as the big picture, right? So I figured that that was the case for this trade, and that's why we took it short there too, because that bigger candle on the right pushed below it, broke
Yep,
that structure,
correct.
and then it came back. That doji candle came back,
Yep,
tested it. That's where we entered and we took off,
yep.
or that's where you entered. I didn't take it. But that's where I get confused when I'm looking at these. I, when it gets choppy, like to the left of over there, you've got all of those candles. So is that all of that? Like, how do you know what's lower high, lower low, or higher high, higher low? That's where I get confused at with that breaker structure. So like, what gives you that? What tells you that that one right there is the, um, like that lower high,
Yeah,
higher low. Sorry.
that's a good question. I'm not, and I can tell I used to think the same way you did, which makes sense to kind of how you're. I'm glad we're having the conversation because I used to focus on this and like I tried to make reason with all of this, right? I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
we have all this. We have the lower low, lower high, lower high. We have the trend line break, and then now we're going higher. Can we go higher or can we go short? 100% honest truth is that I forget about everything here and I focus on 1 hour supply, 1 hour supply, and waiting for the break of structure. That's it. I don't know. I no
Okay.
longer care about what's happening back here. That could be like to other traders that might not be good, but genuinely speaking, the 1 hour supply has been hitting so good, especially
Mhm.
if there's multiple in that area, that if you're just patient enough to wait for this break of structure. I remember drawing this line out. I said if we get a 5 minute candle closure below this line, I'm going to shorten this supply. And I remember
Yep.
waiting, just being patient, and I remember just looking at this price action. And that's all I'm focusing on. So now when you're trading and you show up at the charts in the morning, obviously if you're live with me you can hear it. But if you're going to do it by yourself, what you really want to do is try to just focus on like these parts of sections, like this much of trading, like be as present as possible of just this,
Okay.
and then you look at the higher time frame and you're like, oh, okay, we've got a 1 hour supply here. And then I was like, oh yeah, we have a 1 hour supply here. So now 3 confluences. One, trade has to be in a 1 hour supply. Boom,
Yep.
covered. Two, trade has to go with a breaker structure. Boom. Three, trade needs to come back to a 5 minute supply or 5 minute demand area for it to be a valid entry, which is boom, right there. And then that
So
break of
that was
structure
my
right
next
there.
question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my next question for you is where are you looking to enter? Is it always just off of that 5 minute or are you looking at the 1 minute? Because I see you jump onto the 1 minute sometimes too. So which one are you usually looking at? And is it just the furthest that's there, or is it that previous, like for example here, that that break of structure zone? That's where we're looking to enter.
Yeah,
And is it
gotcha.
based off of the wick? Like if that 5 minute demand had a wick there going down further, would you be entering off of the wick or off of the body?
Wick. I am now focusing on always 5 minute candle wicks.
Okay.
Yep. I used to, based on Carmine's training, he would say, "Oh, sometimes you should go to the the body pointing up." But I realized so many times I wouldn't get filled. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm willing to take the risk now, and this is a great like conversation to have, which is entry parameters. So I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of what I learned from Doyle, and he calls this an aggressive entry. Entering in right into 5 minute demand stops above the level is an aggressive entry. And he no longer trades that. He used to, and then just looks for 1 to 1. This is how he started. Just like that.
Mhm.
Bounce off the demand, boom. But what happens sometimes, just like we saw on that bigger winning trade on Tuesday, where price literally tapped me in and then came right above the last high, almost stopped me
Yeah.
out, came
It
back.
almost took me out too.
Yeah, it almost stopped me out, came back, and then was a big winner. So
Yep.
what I've formulated is I'm going in half my size every single time for an aggressive entry. So I'm putting in my limit order here at have 5 lots or 5 contracts, micros,
Okay.
and I'll put my stop above the last high, or I'll make sure that it equals anywhere from 250 to $350, max $350. That's my dollar amount that I'm risking. I'll wait, and if price starts to reject and starts to go in my favor, that's what I'm really looking at the 1 minute. When I'm at the 1 minute for an entry in a 5 minute demand, it's just because I'm just watching it. I'm not necessarily looking for anything particular. I'm just like, oh, okay, we're in the 5 minute demand. I'm just gonna watch it get filled, right? So now we're in. Like, let's say we're in, and I'm like, okay, we're in. I'm gonna wait for some sort of reversal, and I would start to add into a contract here. I'd put one contract, 1 micro or 2 micros here, short, stop fill. All right, we're filled. I'd probably add another one here. Okay, we're filled. I would start trailing my stops to keep the same amount of money at risk. If it was 300 here and I keep adding to the winner, it's going to stay at 300. And then I'd keep it going.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I chickened
gotcha.
out. You know what I mean? Chickened out here. And I could have had all this, but I chickened out. So I'm learning to add into the winners as it would stop fills. But that also puts you at risk sometimes because your stop gets tighter, and you can get,
Yeah.
if you put it too tight,
You can get wicked
you
out.
can get wicked out. Correct. Correct.
Yep. Yep. That makes sense. Okay. That break of structure though, man. That's the one. I think just more time on the charts for me is gonna be the changer there for me.
Yeah. Yeah. hundred
I mean,
percent.
I see it. I think I was just looking at the bigger picture. So I would zoom out, right? Like I would zoom out all the way out on a 5 minute and be like, okay, all the way back there it was a higher high. Now we got a lower high, and it's just like, okay, now I
Yeah.
understand. We have to keep it in the moment still,
Yeah.
and just look at what's going on presently and wait for it there. Forget about the rest
Forget
for the
about the
most part.
rest. Yep. Every time. This trade would have been a winner this morning. Look, boom. That's why I try to just trade what's in the moment. Like, everybody would say, "Oh, you're trying to take longs. Look, you're in such a downtrend. You're going, like, why are you trying to take longs?" And every time I see people who try to like say, "Oh, we're in a huge downtrend. Why would we take a long?" They think that I'm trying to take the move from here all the way over here.
all
Like,
the way.
who? I don't need
Yeah.
147 points. All we need is this, right? This move. We would have gone hit take profit and boom, done. I mean, it
Is
would
that
have
why
been
you
nice.
add into your trade?
Yes,
Is that why you add into your trade so that way it can be, even though it's a smaller move, now you're talking about uh, a bigger amount of money then, right?
correct. Yes, my average price will start to raise. Like it'll start moving up, whatever my average
Mhm.
cost of the trade, but my risk is still following with me. So by the time we get to TP, I've probably made 20 to 30%, maybe 40% more if I can become more aggressive in my adding. I ordered Tom Hugard's book to read in person because I always listen to Audible, and
Mhm.
he talks about how his trade. He actually journals his trades. He talks about how he's an aggressive adder. Like he's very aggressive at adding to winning trades, and that took time for him to learn. So I need to like build that muscle to like, okay, we're moving up. Just add in two, three, four more, 4 or 5 more, right? Manage my risk. And if we get a breakout running trade, psh, boom, we're golden. We're just gonna keep riding that wave. If we get something like this, yes, we probably would have made only 20 to 30% more. But when we actually get that one day, like we had Friday or even Tuesday, we had 2 times that week where it just breaks out, we're making money.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
All
that's
right.
perfect setup.
We gotta let the runner, we gotta let the runners run, man.
That's it, dude. That's it. I'm very good at letting price hit my stop loss. I'm like the best at that. I'm gonna let it hit
Yeah.
stop loss. But for me to let it even hit take profit or even let it run, bro, that's another conversation, man. And I'm really
Yeah.
trying to get there.
I think that's the majority of people, man. Even when it hits the take profit, like I have take profit areas marked up that I know I should be closing out my trade. And it happened to me, I think, on Tuesday's trade. I saw the 3 to 1 and I was like, it's gonna keep running. It's gonna keep running. I know it. And it did end up running, but I ended up taking profit when it dropped down because I chickened out. And I was like, oh no, it's reversing on me. Let me get out. And I ended up taking like 300, 400 bucks, right? Whereas that could have been easily over $1,000 win.
Yeah.
Um,
See. Yep.
but that's the name of the game, man. But then again, it's like still happy with the profits. I ended up in profit this week. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, yeah.
This
When you
week's
look back, you're not going
fresh
to be
start.
mad. If you're going to be in profit, yeah, sure, it looks good. I see. That's
Yeah.
the thing. That's the dangerous part. Is you say to yourself, you're in profit, and that's great. And I'm going to say that to myself too, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to soothe the pain of missing out on so much. That's my reality. Is like, oh yeah, I'm in green, and that's what most traders are going to say. Oh, you made it green. You're good. And the hard part is that I need to train myself and feel the pain because I could like this day could have been 2 grand. This day could have been 3 grand, right? And
Yeah.
the sucky part is that I'm training myself to feel good that I got profit, which then reverses what I should actually be doing, which is like, okay, Shaq, this was not a good trade management day. Yes, you made $1,000, but it could have been more. But it's because you didn't let the trade breathe. You closed out of whatever, right? And there are going to be days where it's going to be break even, and you could have had $1,000. That's the psychology part I'm trying to get through. It's like I could have made $1,000, if I just took profit, here, because it then reversed and hit my break even. But the days where it doesn't hit your break even and it runs are going to make up for the days where it comes back to break even. That's what I'm trying to get there. I'm not there yet. Still a long way off, but that's what I realized what these like big traders do. They like add in, bro. And they're trading 30 mini contracts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every point is a thousand
Yep.
bucks for them. It's insane.
You just build your way up there, man. And
Right.
think about it, dude. It's funny because you say it right now. You're like, I'm training myself to feel. And a year ago when we were, when we were trading before, man, I feel like I heard you say the same thing, but for a different reason. It was that you were taking losses, and you're like, I need to feel this. I need to know that what this is like, so that way I can remember to not over trade again.
Yes.
And it's, you're at the next step, man. Now you're feeling the not letting the runners run, but you're still making money. You're still in the green, and you're sticking to your plan, which is, I think, one of the hardest things that we struggled with before was actually sitting there and waiting. And you knew this, I knew this. Like, we would say it all the time. We're like, trading is boring. Like, if you're doing trading right, trading is boring.
Yep.
And there was just some times where we would end up over trading, or I would, I think I've learned to stop watching the markets and to turn off my alerts after I'm done, just because I know myself, and I will end up trading again if I'm watching it. I mean, I did it this past week.
Yeah.
But luckily it was an A+ setup. It was on gold. I think I took it long. I don't remember what it was, but I took it and I was like, "Oh, it ended up working out."
Yeah.
But,
See, that's the
again, I
thing
look
is
back and I'm like, I've overtraded.
it's hard because as you guys can tell, like in the Discord, I'll post, "Oh, made my money back plus some," on the
Yep,
losers,
yep.
right? And then even on last night, like, "Oh, hit my winning trade," it wasn't even New York session, and I'm out.
Mhm.
And I used to think what you thought, and I still think that way. It's like, okay, if I keep looking at the charts, I'm going to over trade. I think what clicked for me was actually seeing the profits or the process work, waiting, take the
Mhm.
setup, win, waiting, take the setup, win, and then it solidified in me that the setup actually works. And I don't realize that for so long I actually was doubting the setup, and that's why I would start taking stupid trades because I didn't have full confidence in what I was trading. Now that I have like
Yep.
extreme full confidence that we have a good solid win rate, it makes me not want to take any other trade because I know that the likelihood of it passing is going to be less, right? Or the
Yeah.
likelihood of it winning is going to be less. Then I know like scalping hasn't been something that I've really talked about, but I've become pretty like good at taking really quick 1 minute scalps. Like for instance, right now, if there was high volume, I would be entering in short with a stop limit right here, and then I would put my stop right up there, and I would look to take this candle wick low. But if you size up, you take 10 micros, 10 times
No, that's all you need, dude.
exactly. That's where
I
my
used to do
scalping
that.
comes through.
That's Yeah, that's how I was doing it before when we were trading, but that's how I ended up personally. That's how I ended up gambling, because it was like I would feel the move coming, right? And I would do the analysis. I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And you're looking at these 1 minute at this 1 minute chart. I would jump between 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, and it wouldn't happen. And it's like, okay, it's gonna happen now. It's gonna happen now
Right.
for me.
Yep.
But that's so that was one of the things I was gonna ask you or tell you too, is that I feel like now that I speak for you, right? Or not speak for you, but like what I see is that now that you have an understanding or a better understanding of what you're looking for, um, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're trading in, like you just said, if you're trading late at night, if you're trading early in the morning, you know what you're looking for. Obviously, if the volume isn't there with the people, then that's a different story. But I think, as long as you stick to what you're looking for, it doesn't really matter what time you're trading at. It's actually one of the things I was telling my wife. I was like, because I told her about that trade I took in the afternoon, and I was like, it wasn't part of my plan. My plan's supposed to be from 7:30 till about 10 in the morning, and then be done. But I was like, I saw it happening. I wanted to take the risk. I took it, and I ended up making like $400. Um, and I was talking to her, and I was like, is that something that I shouldn't do? But I also feel like if I know what I'm looking for, why not take the shot, right? Why
Right.
not take that risk? Why not take that opportunity if you know what you're looking for?
Yep. Yep.
Um, it's a hard spot.
It is. It is, and that's I think what curbed my gambling, quote unquote, addiction to the 1 minute trading was knowing my confidence in the 5 minute setup, the gold setup, whatever we want to call it. that A plus
Yeah.
setup helped me have confidence in taking these 1 minute trades because like you said, it's all just kind of like a feeling, and there's nothing wrong with it if you have like a trade idea. What happens is let's say this trade that I just took, we're short. Let's say it stopped me out. If you're scalping the 1 minute, the hard part is not getting emotional from it stopping you out and then going in your direction on the 1 minute. That's when I
Yeah.
realize like, okay, that when I get stopped out, I know that the move could happen again. I just have to be patient enough. Remember that month, like back in 24, I had like 5, 6 grand in just one account, and I was like, "This is crazy. I don't know what's going on," and I blew it all up. I took those. I took that
Hmm.
that payout. It was me scalping the 1 minute. Like I was just flowing for whatever reason. I was just flowing. I was like, boom, boom, $1,000, boom, $800, boom. I'm in and out. I'm in and out, and I was just like
Dude,
flowing
how
with
much
it.
were you how much were you risking? Well, the thing is, if you keep your if you're doing the 1 minute, you're able to sometimes to keep your stop loss very tight, so you don't have to risk too much in order to make, $1,000 plus. Sometimes I remember I would be risking like $100, and it would be to make a ton of money.
Yeah, well, let's see. This one, this stop loss
Maybe not
13.
100. I was probably doing like $400 or $500 at a time.
Well, this is yeah, that was a little much, but when I was trading that 1 minute back then back last year, I was trading 2 to 3 mini contracts. It was pretty crazy.
Okay.
But I would add in as it would flip over. So this right here on one mini is $265 loss. This
Okay.
this is 17.75 times 20. This is a $355 win. And this is a literal scalping trade I would take because you can tell like without any like crazy technical analysis, you can just tell that we're wanting to come back down to this wick. So I would have taken this short. I'd be at break even already. And now I'm in a risk-free trade.
In and out.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I do that off stream because I know I'm going to get flack and I know I'm going to get people saying you're a gambler, so I do this on my own. You know what I mean? Um and I just
Yeah.
want to show
Yeah.
people the A plus setup. Eric, what's up, man? I didn't know you joined.
What's going on, man? Yeah, that's exactly why I blow accounts. I had a top step account this week. I blew three of them
Dang.
trading like that because I was doing minis on the 1 minute time frame, and I would go in with five, and or even
Oof.
just the one, and I would just hold until the account.
I see. Yeah, the 1 minute people say even the best trade. Some of the best traders I know, they're like, "Oh, the 1 minute's volatile," but there is so much money to be made on the 1 minute in such short amount of time that all you have to realize is your emotion and managing your risk. The moment you feel on tilt is the moment you should probably just walk away, and that's it. It's as simple as that. When I did 6 grand in like 2 weeks, I was just in the flow state, and I remember just like getting hit on stop loss and saying to myself, I can make it back. It's all good. Just take a few seconds
Yep.
and reset. But that tilt, we all know that tilt. You don't think that
Right.
way. It's like, oh, I missed out. I want to make that money back. That's it, bro. Like I can't get over
That's
that
what happened
feeling
to me
too
when I made.
sometimes.
That's what happened to me when I made that 17K in 2 days, and then blew it on tilt in like an hour.
Yep.
Oof.
Dude, it
That's why
sucks, man. I'm,
that's
I'm still
that's why I
fucking
had to
losing.
walk away. Yeah, that's why I walked away for what, check a year?
Yeah,
It's
you
been
did. You
I mean,
did.
I also got busy with social media and all of that, man, but it was mainly because I just couldn't stop the gambling. Like, and I realized that, right? I caught myself and I said, "Hey, I'm not trading anymore. Like, I'm just going off of hunches, and I'm just saying, "Oh, I think it's going to go this way right now." Like, I caught myself so many times not even setting up my supply and demand zones and just taking it based off of what it looked like. And dude, I was blowing accounts left and right. That's why I was like, "Oh, I need to walk away. I can't keep doing this right now." It wasn't good for my mental state either. I was like, "No, this is it's gonna happen, but I need to take a break. I
Right.
needed to walk away for a bit, and I'm glad I did. I came back better. I feel like now I understand what I'm looking for and understand that market doesn't owe us anything.
Yep.
Right? Market doesn't owe us anything. We have to show up every day and just like we said, stick to the plan, and do what we have to do now. But that's why I walked away, because I was, dude, I was blowing accounts left and right, and I was like, I can't afford to keep doing this right now.
I'm debating on it, man. I gave myself until the end of January. Realistically, I gave myself a 2 year limit, but I told myself because I've blown 16 accounts since Christmas, and
Have you
each
been
Holy
time
paid
cow.
up?
I was getting payouts up until November, and then when I blew that 17K, I haven't been able to do anything since.
Yeah, dude, that's definitely
Like I've blown 16, and I've passed two, and one of those is already blown, and I'm still waiting on Lucid to activate the other one. So, but I gave myself to the end of January because like it's like, dude, I'm in that point to where if I walk away, I'm most likely not coming back. And I've been working with Bullish to try to fix things, but my habits and psychology is so bad. It's hard to listen to what he says. I
Yeah.
listen to it, but it just goes in and out the other side, and my habits just take over every time.
Yeah,
yep,
that's how I was with Shaq before.
yep,
He would
yep.
tell
So like
me,
now,
he would always try to guide me, and I would just do whatever it is that I wanted either way. And it's you have to just, it's all inside of you, man. Like, you
I
have to
know,
control the that feeling of wanting to take that trade, or I don't know if whatever it is that's going on with you right now, but um yeah, it's all that psychology. And if you're not there mentally, it's tough. It's tough.
it's hard to
I'm
get
gonna
going.
say this once, guys. The truth is that it's only 20% technical analysis and 80% all psychology. Like, that is literally the truth.
Yeah,
I realize
I
that
believe
now.
it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
and it's been hard, man. Like I gave up on my other mentor and switched to working with Bullish because I tried for like 3 weeks to get my other mentor on call, and he wouldn't ever get on call with me. And I don't know, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So now, just like
Do
I'm
you
not even.
do you have a do you have a job like outside of trading, or have you just been doing trading?
I'm a long haul truck driver, so it's even harder to trade.
Yeah, he's a truck
Oh,
driver.
dude, that's rough.
Most of the time, I'm
Yeah.
only available during Asia and on the weekends. So
Yeah.
it's like with my job schedule, I have to swing trade, and I know that. But with my psychology and everything, I can't swing trade, so I'm stuck on the 1 minute and 5 minute time. Because with me trading futures accounts, I can't swing trade them.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yep,
they close you out.
Yeah, that and like take profit. If you don't close out, they automatically fail you.
yep.
They don't auto close you at the end of the day like all the rest of
Yeah, you
them.
got to
And
close your account.
yeah, and then with Lucid, if you hit the daily loss limit on futures, they fail you.
You know, Eric, I'm gonna say this on a whim, and just so you know, Eric, we're live on YouTube while we're doing this like training and just talking.
Oh
So
yeah.
just letting you know, so you know that it's
Oh,
it's it's live on there. But what if instead of doing prop firms, you instead of even buying a prop firm and then also starting your own self-funded, you whatever money that you were gonna buy the prop firm account with, you kept saving until you saved up to 3 grand and opened up your self-funded. And but in the meantime, I know it's gonna suck, but there's no reward in it. But when you trade the demo, that that might change it because you're trying to trade prop firms that actually stop you from being successful because all of them have to be closed by the end of day. There's no swing trading in them. You know?
yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, and I tried that from September to or August to like October. I didn't trade prop accounts. I just focused on the strategy that I was learning. And I took my demo account to 40K, but then when I got back into the prop firm side, I couldn't do it because of the emotions.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it don't even matter. You know, once even if you got the 3 grand in the account, you know, it's not even man. I hate when people. I'm just gonna go a little rant. When people say you got to control your emotions, it's not even, in my opinion, about controlling the emotions. It's just being aware of it. You know what I mean? That's what tilt
Yeah.
is. Is like if we can be aware that we're on tilt, we can stop ourselves from making decisions from that emotion. We can't control it. Like, who's gonna tell me I can't feel pain when I lose $230. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's valid because money is the root of our survival in today's age.
Correct.
Like you have to have money to do anything, even like just for basic survival, you have to have money.
Correct. Yep.
And so like your emotions in trading never go away. You just learn how to manage them,
Yep.
and some of us it
Yeah,
just takes longer.
that's where it gets tricky though, when you start thinking about the money in a way
Yeah,
and that's what happened to me the last in 2024, end of 2024, that when I was trading, well, I should say when I was gambling, I was no longer looking at like the bigger picture. I was just looking at I need to make money right now. Like I need to make money so I can provide for myself, provide for my family, and that's when like my mental state just completely went down, just because it was, again, losing trades. And then it's like I'm in the painting business. I own a painting company. Work slows down during the winter time usually, which I know this, but in my mind it's like, oh, I need to make this money right now. This has to happen. I need to make this trade needs to
Yes.
win right now, because if not, it's gonna I'm gonna be in trouble or whatever it is.
Yep.
And that's what happened to me. That's where it got tricky, and that's when I realized I needed to walk away, because I was not in a good spot for it.
yeah,
And it might be something you might have to do for a bit, man. Take a step back for a month or two, or whatever, however long it takes. I mean, I stopped for almost a whole year.
Yeah. Almost a whole entire year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
So
too. I took three or
for,
4 months because what Fred said is correct. I made that money in that January, and I was like, this is great. I'm gonna be a full time trader. I'm gonna let go of a lot of what I'm doing and end up being full time. And then I started blowing and blowing and blowing accounts. And then when things
Mhm.
changed is when my social media agency and all this kind of stuff that I do, that income kind of doubled, and I was like, oh, I don't need trading. And then that's when I got good at trading, was when I didn't need the money. You know what I mean? um, that's the
Exactly.
sucky part about it.
That's why I was asking you, Eric, what do you do for work? Just because having that steady income makes a difference, and I'm sure as a truck driver, it's probably not steady all the time either, just like for me. But um,
my truck's in the shop right now because
yeah,
we think it lost an injector, and it sucks because I was off for 2 weeks due to the holidays, and then I ran for a week, and now I'm off for probably another 2 weeks.
mm,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to be pricey.
Yeah, probably at least 2,400 for the set of injectors, and then whatever labor is, and then obviously oil change and fuel filters. So I'm probably gonna be looking at 5, 6 grand.
Yeah.
Money,
Ugh,
money,
that's
money,
tough,
money.
man. That's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's rough,
and it
man.
sucks because it's like I'm trying to trade in my downtime, and I just don't feel like I'm getting anywhere with it. Like my last week home, I spent 50 hours on the charts just back testing different strategies.
Oh yeah, I think I saw you. I think I did see the messages coming in that you were testing, and I was like, dude, this guy's testing a lot.
Yeah, I straight crashed out, and I'm back on that same kick, but I haven't been back testing as long. I've just been sitting here watching the charts.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, but sometimes it's too much, man. Sometimes it becomes too much. Just constantly staring at them all day. That's why I try to set those limits, because now it's like I've learned that just staring at them, and then you end up getting more confused. I feel like, personally, I feel like I end up getting more confused by staring at the charts all day.
Yes, literally. I don't know if I said it on live or I said it in the Discord, but it's like saying a word multiple times in a row and then it loses its meaning. So it's like if I said
Yeah,
express because I have an express account, if I keep saying express, 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 now it sounds like I'm just what does that even mean and what am I even listening to? Express, 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 express. That was the same thing that happened with me in trading. I'd be like watching the chart for hours on the weekends, watching it in the morning, taking all these notes, you know, journaling all
that
this
was me.
stuff.
That was me too, bro.
Yeah, dude. And then I would
Yeah,
not be
that
profitable.
was us.
Yeah. Less is
Yeah, I built a
100%
book
more.
that's half full front and back of just notes.
Yes.
Eric, are you able to listen in on Shaq's lives in the morning or like somewhat watch? I'm sure probably not, but um
I can sometimes watch them while I'm driving, and most of the time listen, and then
yeah,
usually during that time I'm dealing with a delivery or a pickup depending on the day,
yeah, it's
and
tough.
so
It's tough.
sometimes I have to wear a hard hat so that I can't even listen.
And
Yeah.
even just listening, it's not enough, man. Unfortunately, I actually this past week I talked to my wife last weekend and I said, hey, I need because usually it was we would take my kids to school together. And a lot of the time that we're doing that, Shaq's usually setting up in the morning for the trade, or getting the accounts ready, just kind of setting everything up. And I realized that I was feeling like anxious because I wasn't able to watch what he was doing and see, what we were looking for, what was the play for that morning. So every time that I would go with drop off the kids, I was like, I can't do this. It's making me anxious. It's making me feel like rushed because I come back and I'm like, okay, what did I miss? What did I set up? What do I have to set up now?
Right.
And years prior, I would drive and I would set up the charts as I was driving, and I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. It's
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
hard as it is to trade, man. You do that, and it's like, no, no, it's not
anytime I
worth it.
trade while I'm driving, my everything just goes out the window, and I just end up turning
Yeah,
on the one click trading, and I just trade it bar for bar as it goes. So if it's buying,
yep.
I hit buy, then I close, it sell.
And then you end up
It's
blowing accounts, man.
every time.
Yeah,
So
and this I
but
want to
what I'm
that begs the question. That begs the question. I sorry, pardon to interrupt, but there's live. I'm trying to
No, you're
talk
good.
to everybody, but begs the question. Then why do we? I'll ask you, Eric, because it's like it's good to have these conversations. Then why do you keep doing it?
Hmm.
Like if you keep blowing it up and you do that, and we know it, and I only say that so we can get down to that like that actual nitty gritty of why we do it. I know my reason why I did it, but why do you do it? Like, why do you know that if you go down to the, instant buy and sell button and you know you're going to blow it up, why do you do it?
it's after a year and a half of doing it, it's pretty much just second nature at this point.
Mm.
I, because I tell myself not to do it, and then but it's just like those of you who have kids, you tell them not to do something, but then they keep doing it, and it's just like
Right. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just it just goes out the window because like my focus isn't all there, and most of the time it's during New York session because that's the most volume, and when I trade during Asia, there's no volume, so then it's just like, well, then I pretty much have to trade this way because it's the only way I'm able to right now with these prop firms until I learn how to swing trade. But then I can't swing trade because I don't have enough capital in a live account to swing trade. So
Why don't you
all
try swing trading on a? Sorry to interrupt you, Eric, but why don't you try swing trading on just the? And I know it's not the same feeling, but just forget the scalping that you're doing right now altogether, man, and just start practicing your swing trading with the demo account until you can actually get a better feeling of what you're looking for. Because what you're doing, man, you're just blowing accounts left and right, which is exactly how I was doing it before. And that's when I realized, like you sound like you're at a point where you're done, right? You're almost at the, like you said, at the end of the month, you want to step away, whether it's forever or for just right now. But that would be my recommendation. And again, none of this is financial advice, as we always say.
that
Yes.
that
But that
that's
would
how
be,
I grew that demo account to 40 grand is as I was trading only the 1 hour time frame. I wasn't
yeah.
dropping down to lower time frames or any of that. I would just
Okay, that's the perfect.
It's just
That's
it
the
felt
that's the
like it was
perfect
it,
idea. Why did you do 100? Why did you do 40 grand on a demo, and then you can't do it with live? That's the main. That's
yeah.
the biggest question.
because the emotional state comes in, and once your brain
Hmm.
takes over on all those bad habits, then everything just there's just no control in it.
That's it.
Do you do anything to help? Do you do anything to help yourself with that? Like, I know for me, the big one is meditation and running. Running and meditation for me helped me kind of stay level headed. I know Shaq used to do, and I think you still do, right? The walks in the morning,
Yeah.
things like that. Um, I,
There's
I
not
I know it's
really
probably a lot harder for you, but
yeah,
is there something that you can do to kind
there's
of
not much I
help
can
yourself
do.
out?
There's not much I can do when I'm locked in a fiberglass box for 3 weeks at a time. You
Yeah.
know, on my resets, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
I did take my guitar with me to play on my resets, but that's other than that, that's about it.
That's your downtime.
Yeah, and during
Yeah.
that time is when I'm back testing and studying, trying to get mentorship calls in.
Dude, I'm gonna just be straight up. You don't need anybody, bro. You don't need it. I said this to you already. You don't need mentorship at all. You already know how to trade. Most of us, most of everybody, even the people listening right now, everybody knows how to trade. Everybody knows a setup. Everybody knows how to look at the charts and technical analysis.
Hmm.
The markets are
Well, I
just a
don't.
mirror and a reflection to us inside. And if we can just manage that emotion like we're talking about, you can be profitable. Because all the setups you've learned are probably profitable. Bullishes, whatever other mentor you had, all their setups work.
Yeah, and I'm mainly just using the mentorships for the psychological side of things because if my brain sees it one way, but a profitable trader sees it the other way, and I'm able to trade live with them, then I can slowly rework my brain and psychology to see the charts in a different way than what I've been seeing them on my own.
But
Yeah.
I feel, and not to whatever, but I feel like that also you're relying on somebody else instead of it being on you, if that makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, it does, and I'm only relying on them until my psychology gets to a better state, and I start seeing the charts in ways that actually work out. Because
Yeah,
right
but
now, like I've got a position on US 30, and it didn't even go into profit. It just went straight into drawdown. It's halfway to the stop loss.
Eric, you know what I'm about to say. I mean with love, and just so you guys know, like I have business consulting. My office here is a lady who owns this dealership. She was negative 2 months ago. I'm helping her turn the business around, hire sales reps, fire people when they need to. But it came down to her belief and understanding of business and herself. And I say this in respect to you, saying that because I would say this to anybody that's a part of the team and the group and whatnot. You're we all have repetitive like habits in our life and things that we do, and every time I end up on a stream with you or like we're talking, it's the same thing, bro. Like in respect and much love to you, you say the same things over and over. And I say that because your mentorships and people and mentors that you have, I don't know if they're going to tell you this, right? I don't know if they're going to tell you. I mean, one, if you're paying them, they might not tell you because you're going to keep paying them. Two, like, there's two, they might not even have the balls to say it, maybe. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that you say the same things over and over,
I know
and
I'm
we have to
I'm
change
stuck
that.
in that loop.
Yes. And to change
Me,
that
me and
loop,
Bullet had a talk about that last night.
yeah, bro. Well, then there you go. I don't, I personally, obviously, I'm not in your situation. I understand the feelings that you feel when it comes to trading, but it's everything outside of trading that's affecting your trading. It's always
Yeah.
everything
Yep.
outside of trading. It's never the trading itself.
Yep.
And that's what irritates me the most too, is because in every other aspect of my life, I don't have any emotions to anything. Pretty neutral when it comes to everything. And but trading is has been the only thing that gets me worked up worse than like a bad ex.
Mm, mm, that's
And
deep.
I'm struggling to find the switch for that, but it's because like I'm the type that likes to fix everything,
Mm,
and I've been struggling to find that fix, and so that's why I've been crashing out and staying on the charts all day trying to find a solution to that problem.
mm.
How long have you been trading for?
A little over a year and a half,
Hmm.
but I started out scalping the 1 minute chart on NQ at New York Open, so my psychology was already jacked from the start.
Well, you said something that's key here. You like to fix things, and I'm the same way. I'm very like I want to find solve the problems, and we I know it sounds super wishy washy and whatnot what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. There's nothing to fix on the charts. We can't fix anything. It's only fixing ourselves. And not to get all deep and stuff, but like genuinely speaking, when I started facing my past and my traumatic childhood and being abused and all this stuff and all, I started like in the mornings crying and praying to God and feeling my terror that I grew up in and like feeling those emotions. That's when I actually became a better trader because I was aware of how I was feeling. And I say that like not for a boohoo, but to show the truth. Like, I had to start facing it. I'm still facing it. I still see that I'm traumatic. I still see that I get triggered when my wife accidentally drops a plate at home and it triggers me like I'm about to get beaten by my mom, right? That like that feels like it has nothing to do with trading when it's actually everything to do with trading. Because when I take a losing trade, I feel like I'm in trouble and I feel like I'm gonna get like spanked or I'm bad because I didn't have a winning trade.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say to you is like, if you're trying to fix something, you know, there's nothing you can fix. We can only fix ourselves. And when we fix ourselves, that's when the market respects us, right? Because I was searching for something in the markets. I was searching for something with success, buying my Supra, taking my wife across the world as much as possible, spending and buying all these things to prove to my dad that I am worth something and that he was wrong, right? And then when I realized that, I sold the Supra, I'm letting go of things, and I'm living life a different way. That's when the market started to reward me. And I hope that like resonates with you. What's up, Bullish? I hope that resonates with you in some way, shape, or form because you're not a bad trader. I believe that everybody has good trading in them, but it's these mirrors that we don't want to look at, which I still face these problems today, where it has nothing to do with trading. You know what I mean? Like I'm overweight. I'm extremely overweight. I'm fat and I keep trying to lose weight, but I can't lose it. Right? And I keep saying I
You
can't lose
are?
it.
Same boat.
You know what I mean?
You are?
I'm
Dude,
supposed
you're
to lose
good. You're
weight,
good.
but I can't even
You're good.
get down.
But it's
Like
the
eat.
psychology of losing weight.
Yeah.
And it's not about losing weight, it's about what was told to me. I was always told, you're never going to lose weight. Why are you so fat? So and so's son is so much skinnier than you. How come you're so fat? Like those things being told
It's
to me
crazy though that
is what kills you. Yeah, go ahead, Fred.
yeah. It's crazy though that the because I have the same issue, bro. I have the issue with my wife tells me all the time. She goes like with with food and sweets. I'm like, it's like an addiction for me, man. And it's I've realized that like you said before, um, what's going on in your outside life or what goes on in the trading, it takes toll on your day to day life, which is why when I came back to trading now, it's like I knew that I was going to start doing my running again, my walking again, my basic, but doing something to move the body because it's no good. It's a bad combo. If you take a loss that day, you feel it, and it plays into the rest of the day. So it's one of those things that I'm learning this year to not let it affect me. Even if I take a loss, right? If I take a loss, it is what it is. That's the market,
Yeah.
and that's why, like Shaq was saying earlier, it's important to also, or like I was saying too, it's like important to walk away when you're not there mentally and take a break if you have to. And I think that's probably the best thing, man, is come back when you're mentally ready. Because I think if you're going to continue at the point where you're at right now, either you do a complete switch and you just start looking at the positives in life. And I don't know if you believe in God or not, but if you do, lean on God, man, and you know, uh, perspective. Your perspective. You've got a job, you've got money, you've got income, you've got whatever else it is. You got a roof over your head. It's all about perspective, and that changes your whole mentality. And being grateful. Practicing gratitude every day is a big one that changed a lot for me over the past couple of years. Waking up every morning and just being grateful that I woke up,
Right.
because a lot of people don't. And you know what? Fine. Sometimes we don't make money on the charts and we don't make money trading, but that's the name of the game, man. If it were easy, man, we'd have everybody here walking around as millionaires.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
truth. That's why I mean Shaq's been trading. Check what you've been doing this 6 years now.
Yep.
I think this
6 years.
is like for me, year three, something like that. So it's like it takes time, man. And I feel like I'm not even nowhere near. But having somebody to help guide you, like you were saying, like a mentor to kind of at least, show you what you're doing wrong and that actually tells you the truth and puts it to you the way it should be, that's key in order to succeed. And we're all learning here. I mean, we're still all learning here. That's why we come in here every morning and we talk, and we got Dylan in here as well usually. And
Yeah.
um, you know,
Yeah.
we're all
And that's
learning.
why
We're
I've been
all
working. That's why I've been working with Bullish because he tells me how it is without sugarcoating, which it
Yep.
hurts at times, but it's what I need to hear. And I'm a firm believer on passing the karma forward, so like paying it forward to people.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's how it
We
should
all
be,
are. I
man.
think we all are. That's why we're all here, man. We're all here. Real quick, I'm gonna change the subject on you guys really fast. Going back to trading here,
Yeah, go
but
for it.
check if you can take a look at gold really quick. So this is where I get like I guess I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure this out here for this breaker structure, if there even was one, right? Obviously, if you look at the 1 hour, we're kind of just been sideways, bouncing back and forth in this zone.
Yep.
Um, I look at 5 minute, right? So is this? I guess right off the bat, we're looking at this 1 hour. Is this something we would even be looking to trade right now?
No, no.
Was this something you would even be looking to trade?
Yeah, it's a
No.
good scenario. So there's two things that stop me from wanting to trade here. So you have a one supply right here, and then you have a demand, which essentially looks like this. So, but
Mhm.
inside of this range, the demands and supplies are so close that it no longer interests me to trade inside of here. If I were to trade this price action, it would be outside of the box, like this or like this, because of how tight the demands are. Demands are best whenever they're furthest away from each other. So, like for
Yeah.
instance, down here, this 1 hour supply was broken, but there's, oh man, it's a tough situation. The price action sucks on gold, as you can see. But if we were
Mhm.
just looking at this, there's a supply up here, and then there's a demand. This is also bad action too. They're so close. Whenever you want a supply and demand to be drawn out, you want there to be space, on the 1 hour.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this is
So then,
very
if you
price
look at the,
action.
I guess if you look at the 5 minute, that's where I get confused at. If you
In
looked
that
at,
gold range too, there's also, since he's on that 1 hour or whatever frame he was there, the way I trade, I see three ranges in that zone. So for me, I'm not trading until it breaks out of that previous engulfing candle. The
Right.
first one that Shaq did, that would be my risky buys. My safe buys will be previous day candle where that big engulfing candle is. So I see three different ranges. Mean on the 1 hour there could be a supply and demand. On the 15 minute there could be a supply and demand, and then on the 5 minute there could be a supply and demand. So each of those is ranges. That's what us traders trade. I trade the breakout. So that 5 minute breakout would be my no trade zone. That 15 minute breakout or 30 minute breakout would be my risky buys, and then that 1 hour 4 hour breakout would be my safe buys.
Gotcha.
But what Shaq was showing you, those were good supply and demand levels that you want to be trading off of. But as a profitable trader, like he was saying, it's better to wait for the breakout because a lot of
to
retail
wait it out.
traders are inside the range right now.
Yeah, just getting kind of eaten up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back
so
and forth, bouncing back and forth.
it's better for them to lose their accounts, lose their money. We see that when market starts to die down, after market starts to die down, we start to see bigger candles come in. Those are investors, hedge funds, whoever has money in this market is gonna start coming in now because they see retail traders are done.
Got it. So what are we looking at here for the 5 minute then? If we were to look at something like this at all, as far as break a structure, is this no break a structure just because it's ranging right now?
Yeah, you'll mess yourself up trying to find it in here. Just
You would try to
Okay.
buy and sell at the same time.
Yeah, well, he's trying to find a break of structure, and it's whenever you look at something like this and the 1 hour is so close to each other, it's gonna mess you up. So I
Mhm.
wouldn't even try to figure it out. Like, this is probably a better situation as far as what's it called, back testing. This right here, this kind
Mhm.
of price action, is not made for our setup. There are people who only trade this type of price action and they make their money, but right now this
Yeah,
is something we don't.
top and bottom.
Yeah. So
So where would you be? What would you be looking for in order to be taking a trade on this? I mean, would we be waiting for it to come back to this demand all the way below on that 1 hour,
yeah, I would draw
or would we
if
just be waiting to see what happens if it breaks out above or below?
correct. Yep. If this was live, if we're about to have market open or whatever, this is we're already at market open. I would draw these two supply
Mhm.
and demand boxes out, and then I would wait for
Mhm.
price to break either or, below or above either or.
Okay.
You know.
And then we wait for it to see what happens from there.
Yep. Wait
So
for a
basically,
breakout
that would be a
retest.
waiting game.
Yeah. This is a breakout retest trade, and it's not something I always take. I actually have never taken it on a live stream because we've never been in that situation before. But this is definitely a breakout and retest wait. You can try to be aggressive and like try to time it, but then you can get trapped. You know what I mean? You could try to fake out and then it's short. So really, our types of trades are not this, definitely not this. And then at this 1 hour, people probably wanted to short here. Like if you look at this 1 hour price action, made a new lower low, and if this was live, I would probably look to short here. But look what happened. It broke. Markets opened up and gapped up higher. Yeah, it broke above. So it's never perfect. So this is more our price action. See there's a trend here. There's something to follow. That's good price action. This you'll lose money. I actually haven't traded gold much last week. Most of the trades were MNQ, and there's a reason to it. If we look at MNQ on the 1 hour, it is ranging, but the range is so big that you could trade it. The supply and demands are very clear. So, yeah, that's
works better out. The supply and demands are further away from each other too.
Yeah.
Not in that little range.
No, dude. Yeah, it's really rough when it's so close. Like this price action right now is actually pretty nice if it was live. It's a continuation short. We have if you trade the 1 hour only, it's the same thing as the 5 minute. We've made a lower low. We're going to try creating a lower high. We tap into the supply, and then you can literally hit sell and then look for the next swing low on MNQ. And then if we zoom into the 5 minute, there's got to be some sort of break of structure. And what do you know? You got to break a structure here. So you got the 1 hour supply, higher high, lower high, higher high, higher high, lower high, right? And then we were supposed to make a higher high, but we didn't. We failed. We broke below it. So then we'd be looking to go short in this 5 minute supply. And obviously there's some crazy candle wick there. Enter in short here. Look for the next swing low. And it would have played out nicely. That's the setup we look for.
What can help you too is waiting for candle closures. Like if a candle closes underneath your supply level and it closes right underneath, like wherever you have your line. For me, I take sales when it closes underneath. Now, say there's a wick and a body and it closes in the middle of my supply or my demand zone. I'm not taking that trade because that's invalid. I need the candle to close outside of the range. Once I see it close outside, then I know it's going to break, but then I might have to wait for the retest to get in my trade. Because a lot of traders, they'll see a big ass wick break out of their supply or demand, and then, oh, I'm getting in buys, I'm getting in sales. But that could just be liquidating you for you to get in your buys. It's gonna stop you out, and then go in for sales.
Yeah, he's talking about the entry parameter, and everybody's entry parameters are different. So your entry parameter is a bit more safe than mine. That's why I enter in at the 5 minute with half my size. And sometimes you'll get a candle like this where it comes up, wicks you out, and goes short. Sometimes it doesn't even freaking wick up. It barely even taps the supply and drops. So whether you do it the way Bullish does it, where you wait for a candle closure bearish and then you enter in short, or you do it like Doyle Exchange, where he waits for a 5 minute candle to close on a 13 EMA, and then he takes the break of the candle, or you do it like me, 5 minute entry with half your size, and then enter in on the full size as it reverses. So there's many ways to enter into something. You just kind of have to figure out your own entry parameter. But this one was, I thought markets were going to be closed.
And how much funds you have.
For sure. Yeah.
Doyle could enter wherever he wants because he has a lot of funds. Now, if you're an experienced trader, if you're fresh on account, you don't have that mindset of where to pitch a proper stop loss, risk management. Traders are just going to get in anywhere. That's why, for me, I say the safest thing to do is wait for that candle close. Even if you don't get that sniper entry, it doesn't matter. You're still being patient. You had proper psychology and discipline to wait for your trade. But at the end of the day, like I said, like Shaq says, everyone trades different. We all just We all just use different tools, you know. Maybe Shaq uses Milwaukee and I use Kobo, and someone uses DeWalt, but we're all doing the same job.
Yep.
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 That's the
Makes
truth.
sense.
I thought the markets were going to be
One
closed, but it's
last
open. Oh, go ahead, Fred.
thing, I guess. So again, this is going back to the breaker structure stuff, man. Just so I can understand this better.
Of course. Yep.
You have that 5 minute 5 minute supply drawn up top right now,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Which candle is that based off of? Where it
Uh,
broke?
this blue one right here.
The last
Okay.
up candle.
Yeah. And then I added the wick.
So that
I added the wick of this 5 minute to open up the range a bit more. Instead of doing this.
so then I'm looking at it. So that's it created a lower low. So we right
Yep.
look there,
Yep.
lower high. So then right there where that doji is coming down. So we've got drop base drop.
Drop. Oh yeah, down here. Yep.
Right
This
below.
demand, 5 minute
there.
demand.
Does that become a demand, right? No, the supply. Does that become a new lower low? Does that make sense?
Um.
Yeah, because
So
market
So
rejected, it went back up, so
that's where I get
then it
confused at,
creates a
bro.
new low.
yeah, I mean, so
But
it.
then you gotta
Oh, go ahead,
you
Bullish.
have to remember though too, like like how Shaq marks his zones, he does the wick and the candle. He does it that way. Me,
Mhm.
I don't mark the wick and the candle. I only mark the wick. Why? Because for me, that's leftover money that still has to get collected over time. So me, from my supply and demand zones, I just mark the wicks. See, he does the wick and the body. That way is better. So then you get to see if market's gonna fake you out or if it's gonna break through.
Yeah. So
No,
are you
I
asking,
wasn't
Fred, if
asking
that's a
for that. I was
higher? Are you asking if this is going to create the
if it's a
new?
breaker structure right there.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean,
So does that become a new supply zone that and right now we've got the candles pushing above, right? And if it closes above, is that considered a breaker structure there? In that middle doji check, to just go straight to the left right now. Straight to the left.
Market already
One
broke
more down.
structure once they made that
Down.
big ass
this
downtrend when
here.
it broke all those previous
Right there.
lows.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. So this here is a zone because it's a 5 minute, but it wouldn't be tradable if that makes sense. This would be a risky try to sell here or a risky buy, in my opinion. This isn't a setup at all. What you want to do is just look at this as the trend. So, boom, 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 like this. So there isn't a
Okay.
like a lower low or if that's what you're looking for, if that makes sense. I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. That's where I get confused at because I'm like, okay, is that the last lower low or is the new lower low all the way at the bottom of that in that 5 minute demand?
Got it.
And that's where I get confused at because then I start thinking, oh, look on the right side right now we just broke it and now we've got break a structure again.
I
So
see.
that's how I get confused.
That wouldn't be a
So
low. That's manipulation right there because it never broke its previous high candle.
So we would look at this. I would look at this here as a break of structure. So if a 5 minute candle closes above this level, then we would hopefully wait to see price come down here and look to long this area. That would be my setup. Now there's a chance where this continues higher and it never gets down here for the day, so that's the risk that we take. But yeah, to answer your question, this is the last lower high, and that we want to break. But I used to get confused with that too, Fred. Like based on our trading, this here would confuse me, and I also would try to trade this 5 minute supply. I would try to short it,
Mhm.
thinking that it would be something, and then I'd get stopped out. So
yeah.
yeah. So 1
I
hour's
wouldn't
about to
short it
close here.
unless it was in that supplier demand zone. But I think more than anything, I'm just looking at that breaker structure, trying to understand what qualifies as a breaker structure then, or
That middle
what
one right
zones
there
am I looking for?
where Shaq had it marked out in the middle, that circle ball he had right there, that would be my break of structure for me.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
you see
Gotcha.
how now Shaq is showing you where he gets his break of structures and then where I get my break of structures. This is like at the end of the day, this is why I say to people like you can learn from different traders. Just try to make your own formula.
Yeah.
Because Shaq could show you his show strategy to the T, and you're not gonna want to do it. You're gonna want to try to do stuff on your own. It's a thing that humans have. We're not gonna do exactly as told. We're gonna want to fuck around and find out ourselves.
Yeah, which
Yep.
I spent doing the whole year before that.
Yeah,
Now,
I
now
ain't
I,
gonna
I
lie.
now I pretty much
And you
trade
got
the
to
exact
remember
same way
too,
as
you
Shaq,
you
and I
guys
pretty
are
much trade the
trading.
exact same way.
You guys are trading gold in the first quarter of the year. I never me trading for 6 years. I've learned it's not good to trade gold in the last quarter of the year or the first quarter of the year. Why? Because everyone's took their money out or people putting money back into the market but not making anything move. After tax season, once first quarter is done, that's when we see good momentum in the market because everyone gets their taxes. All, people start buying unnecessary stuff, and all that stuff goes back into the market.
Yeah, I mean that stuff. I mean macro and
So
microeconomics, like based on how we trade. I get for you bullish. That's how you trade, but like there's setups to be had every single day in the markets at market open, whether taxes are done or large hedge funds are closing. It's all, in my opinion, it's all fugazi to me. If you take the setup and it shows up, you take it on my setup. But I hear what you're saying. I just don't want to confuse everybody in thinking that you have to wait for these macroeconomics and large hedge funds are taking their money in when in reality, in my opinion, it don't matter. If the setup occurs in a certain time frame, you take it. And if it doesn't win, it doesn't win. And if you have the data to prove that it doesn't work for you in December and the last quarter or whatever, then so be it. But
That's good. That's
just
good.
the way it should be is everybody takes their
It's like
setup.
people. It's like there's people that, yeah, there's people that say I don't trade Mondays and Tuesdays because Mondays and Tuesdays are no movement. No, they just don't work out for me.
Yep.
And if it doesn't work out for you in the beginning of the year, that is what it is.
Yeah, Doyle
I,
does the
I
same
mean,
thing. He doesn't trade
I
Wednesdays
think
for
in,
whatever reason.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
oh
trade
yeah,
Wednesdays
yeah.
because those are major news days.
Yep.
Wednesdays are.
Yeah, 'cause I trade fundamentals at the end of the day. So like I'm more into the news, more into volume, spread, and all that stuff. That's how I trade.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that makes sense.
Yep. Well, luckily there's no news. Actually, maybe there is. Let me check real quick.
Tomorrow there's news.
I pretty
Uh,
much ignore those dojis altogether.
right now, I don't see
Yeah, because
any.
even yellow folders, even like traders don't like to trade yellow folders, this and this. Like on Friday, there was FOMC for a yellow folder. I didn't trade that day just because it was FOMC. I don't trade FOMC or CPI. Those are the two I don't trade. But other traders do trade them and they're successful with it. But
Yep.
Yeah, FOMC's been weird lately because used to it would have a big candle come in out of nowhere, but these past few months the FOMC candle's just been any other regular candle.
that's why you gotta have data and see what days work for you, what quarters work for you, and what doesn't. There's no point to try to make it work if it's never working.
Yep.
Like I say, trading shouldn't be about making money or anything. Trading is a business, trading is a long-term skill. So if you want money now, think about it. Money is always gonna be here. I rather know I have the skill and have fundamentals and technicals down than just try to make money. Because in reality, anybody can make money doing anything.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You put enough time and you can.
Yeah.
Although it's not 100% true. There's a ton of people that have been trading for 10+ years and still can't bring profit in. So I guess it all depends.
It
But
does. It really
it is
does.
a mental game. At the end of the day, it is a mental game.
What it is, and you
So
got the only thing you have to remember is all you have to lose as a trader is money. And that's why I say the best way to become profitable is be excited to lose money, be excited to lose trades, and just I rather know that my bias is playing out than me trying to make money all the time.
Right.
yeah, that's it. That's why I took that break. Now I came back with that similar mindset of just taking it day by day, and it's setting up my risk
I
management.
took a lot of breaks. I took a lot of breaks. Like when I used to like trading gold in 2023, 2024, it started just ripping me apart. So I told myself I'm not trading gold anymore. Now I just trade NAS.
Yeah.
Fred, you're good on the break of
Cool.
structure.
I actually
Actually had to write that down.
I like the I like gold. I do, but
You just got to remember though, gold is at 4,000. So if anybody in the world has $5,000 in their account and they don't even know how to trade, they over leverage that pair. So they do some type of movement to that pair because it's only at $4,000. I like to trade Nasdaq because it's at 25K. So you're not going to see that much manipulation in NAS because it has higher volume, higher movement. On the smaller pairs, you see more manipulation, you see more fake out because those pairs are more leveraged. That's why people say Forex is a scam because Forex is currencies. Those currencies are about like $100, $200. Some of them are still pennies. Those are easier to trade and you could over leverage those. If you have $100 and you traded the DXY right now is at $100. You leverage it, you're gonna make some type of profit with it.
yeah. Shaq, you asked if I was good on the break of structure.
Yeah, I just want to make sure
Probably
because I
not,
know that
but-
was
but-
intended what we were supposed to do. I just want to make sure you're
Probably
go for it.
probably not, but I'll get the hang of it, man. I'll get it. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, I mean at this
We'll
point,
make it work. I'll text you in the mornings before you jump on live. I'll set up and then I'll just text you. Is this break of structure here?
yeah, just send me the screenshot so that I could say it. I mean, just we'll do one more because I'm gonna get off here in about 15 minutes, so I can get with my team. But if we look at any other New York Open, which I'll do here, wait, where's the New York Open? 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 o'clock. So if we look at this price action right here, just this back, this 7 o'clock candle backwards. I remember this actually. I remember trading this. So I wish there were on TopStep I can take away the candles, but if we're looking at the 7 o'clock candle, market's just down here trading. I would come into the markets, draw out my 1 hour in supply, 1 hour demand and 1 hour supply. So we got a 1 hour supply here, and then we have 7 o'clock candles right here. So I would have drawn out this as some sort of demand right here, right? So market opens, and we're basically going to see if there's anything to do within these two boxes. So we zoom down, and we look at these boxes here. We go to 7 o'clock, 7:30, boom. 7:30, market opens here, this candle here. So let's look at the price action beforehand. So we know we're in a 1 hour demand here, right? So I'm going to look for a break of structure. So we're going to look at this. I would say lower high or higher high or lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Equal highs. I don't think I could really justify that break of structure. And instead of making a lower low, we made our higher low, right? So then I'm on watch on waiting for structure to break this higher low. Or sorry, equal high to this. Now that we see that price did close above this area, see that there? This 5-minute demand is now in play for me to go long, or this 5-minute demand. We actually took this trade and it was a winning trade. The problem is I don't know which demand it's going to fall in, right? I don't know which one it's actually going to go to and then go long. So you have to take the stab on this 5-minute demand thinking you might lose and have to enter in this one. But at least you took the stab. Take the 5-minute candle, go in, you look for the next swing high, market opened. Market opens and actually rips higher. And I remember getting out of this trade, and this is the one I saved in my journal, where if I don't learn how to let winners win, I'm not a good trainer. So this is the one that could have been a huge winner. So, any questions on that, Fred? This is a trade we took.
No. Yeah, I see that. So we're gonna we're gonna wait for that. When we see that break of structure, we'll just wait for that 5 minute demand to come back down, retest, hopefully either that first one or that second one there, and then take it long.
Yep.
Which is good, helpful because I was struggling also, not struggling, but I was wondering in an area like that, which one is the entry point? Are we looking at that bottom low, or are we looking at that the most recent one? So I'm just going to keep going based off of the most recent time
Yep.
um, in the moment.
Also, just so you know, my trading view on this setup actually had a 13 EMA. It was like curling upwards into this 5 minute demand. That's something I don't talk about live, but wherever that 13 EMA lands is a place where price wants to retrace and then like retest it.
Mm-hmm.
So that 13 EMA was in this box when this price came down to test it. That was added confluence for it to go long. And Doyle,
I still use the 9 and the 200.
then okay, I'm at the 13 and 200 now based on Doyle's setup. But this is Doyle's setup actually. He took this trade. He posted it on his Instagram. So same thing. Break a structure, waits for the 5 minute demand, and then he does this. He probably was like in one of these candles. He posted, I think it was one of these, but I'll just do this one. This candle right here, really small, tight candle. What he did is he enters in, and he'll probably put the stop below this last candle wick low, and then shoots for 1-to-1, and boom, it was a winner for him, right? But what he does is he sometimes shoots for 2R. He actually does the 2R thing, draws it out, and he'll take partials, leave a few runners, and that's why he had such a big winning day that day. I remember him posting about it. Same exact setup. He's just super careful. The 13 EMA was grabbed in this section, and then he took it. He waits for the break of the candle of this candle wick. This candle wick.
Even at those areas, you could see how the candle doesn't close below. So even when candle is not breaking previous lows, you could see market is rejecting. It's going to continue back up. So in all those areas where he wrote demand, you could see no candle close under its
Inside of that.
previous candle.
Yep.
It just
Yeah.
rejected the wick. So when I see that, I tell my students basically I see bullish market because there's no candles underneath previous candles. It's just wicks. Wicks are meant to fake you out and give you FOMO.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's a good just look back at a trade that we took. That was I think this was Tuesday. Was this Tuesday? Yeah, or some I don't know if this is last week, but I remember this in specific in my journal. Let me see if I took a picture of it. Yep, this is the exact trade. Oh crap, where'd my Discord go? This is it's right here. It's in front of my face. So you see it right here. This is the exact trade we took, or the one I just showed you guys, and the one that that ended up being such a big winner. So I'm trying to remember to let the winning trades win. But either way, good. Last week was great. I'm glad today we had a chance to kind of review some of the trades, go over break of structure with everyone. So many people were live asking questions, and I didn't get back to you, so sorry, everybody. But tomorrow, market's going to be open. I'll be here. And then, Fred, just send me a screenshot of whatever you got, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. I appreciate the time, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys again. Peace out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See ya.
Later, guys.
Later. YouTube Live. Hello. Hi, bro. Can you check gold, please? Yes. I can do that. I am on gold now. So, sir, looking at gold. Gold is stuck in a bit of a range. It broke. It made all-time highs, and potentially could possibly go short here. A QX. Wolf, I know you probably had to get back to work and I'm missing you. Thanks for joining in, man. DeJossi, what's up, bro? I didn't take that trade, DeJossi, if you're still listening. But if you're still listening, would love to have you guys tap the like button because it would help so much. I'm here to hang out just a little bit longer right before I get to the day and start training. But gold is something I don't want to trade right now. Markets are about to close. Well, they're technically closed for the day because it's a holiday. And I'm excited because once markets close, I can request payout for TopStep on these 2 funded accounts. So. Oh, dang, longs look good here. Longs are looking good down here. Can we check gold for any trade now, bro? Pare, kumusta, pare? Kumusta na? Kumusta ng buhay? Kumusta ng buhay? Hey, pare ko. Kumusta na? Kumusta ng buhay, pare? Dos pare usip. I'm just speaking all Tagalog now, bro. I'm speaking all my Tagalog. That's all I got. To be honest, dude, there's nothing much on gold that I could feel confident in possibly shorting this trend line break. This trend line break seems interesting. Not financial advice, by the way. You know, stops above here and then short in this candle. Maybe go to the lows over here. It's a chance, possibly. I don't know more Tagalog words. Oh, okay. Gotcha. All good. Yeah, this is what I would trade here if I was taking like a super risky setup. Would be this trend line break. I'd be in short now. Stops above this candle here. And yeah, maybe I can take it on the demo account. All right, there you go. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum-dum, da-da-dum-dum-dum.
Order filled.
All right, we're in the demo account here. Move my stops up here. Bada bing, bada boom. Take profit here. And there you go. Oh, sorry, bro. I don't have the horizontal stream up right now. I just have the vertical stream up because it was a holiday and I wasn't planning on trading anyway. So yeah. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Dun, 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 dun. You're good, bro. All good. Your phone's good. It's just I didn't put the horizontal stream up. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Du, 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 du. Do you surf, sir? I love Hawaii. Hey, I don't surf. I don't look like a surfer. Where currently gold is at, can't see, pare. Aloha. Man, what's all the Filipinos are joining in here, huh? Okay. What's up, pare? What's up, buhay? Do you know Stitch? Yes, bro. Stitch is one of my favorite movies, bro. Ohana means family. Family means nobody is left behind or forgotten. Oh man, that was a little cringe, not gonna lie. You're Russian. What's up, bro? I wish I knew how to say hello in Russian, but I don't. This is just a demo trade, guys. I have my Express accounts here, and here, but I'm not gonna trade them because it is a holiday today. Oh man, I want to know how to say it. Hold on. Privyet. Privyet. Is that right? Privyet. 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 How'd that sound? How was that? Привет. Привет. Most of the Russian guys I know or met, they always have deep voices. Привет. Привет. The lettering is so cool. However, the like whatever they're you're in Russia, like their lettering is just super cool. Привет. Mm-mm-mm. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your Yuletide have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now. My wife always laughs at me. I always sing Christmas music when it's not Christmas. Like in the middle of summer, I'm singing Christmas. And when it's fall, it's Christmas. When it's spring, I'm singing Christmas music. I'm just always singing Christmas music for some. It's a vibe, you know what I mean? I feel like Christmas music is much more meaningful when it's not Christmas. This is MGC, brother. MGC. Gold. Markets are not moving anywhere, everybody. It's just slow and slow as can be. We got 52 seconds left on this 1 minute candle, or on this 5 minute candle. I'm going to look to add in if it rejects. We have a payout coming with TopStep. Gotta wait till market closes. Cool time frame. We are on the 1 minute right now. Taking this trend line break short. Looking for the swing low in the 5 minute here. But probably gonna get stopped out. And this is just a demo account. I'm not trading my Express accounts right now. 5, 4. The reason why I don't want to trade the Express accounts is because of this. Crazy price action. Know what I mean? Oof, we're cooked. We're cooked, everybody. We're cooked. Listen, guys, there's a Discord link in the description below. It's a completely free Discord. Would love to have you there. We'd like to hang out. I plan on doing more like Discord talks and trading with the rest of the team. Would love to see you there. Join the Discord. Again, completely free. Markets are closed. Bank holiday, so just be wary, stay tight, and I'm going to get ready for my meeting here at 9 o'clock, which is in 30 minutes. So if I don't see you, I wish you the best. If I see you again, see you again. I don't think that made sense. I wish you the best. And Lord willing, I see you tomorrow live. I'm going to let this trade play out. Cool. Love you. Goodbye.